feeling so proud. Heavy bags, heavier hearts, those paper kites, those flying planes, teachers scolding, and then mimicry of those teachers. Oh, to be a student and enjoy all this. There's a difference between being a student and enjoying students too. Respected Father Rector, respected Principal Sir, respected teachers, and respected parents and all my dear friends. This is a moment of glory. A moment which is unprecedented and a moment which is for lifetime. There's a very fine, minuscule, almost invisible line between being on that side of the stage and being here up on the stage. And that line is what defines you as a scholar, you as a person. Here, I would like to recount an incident. As a student, when I topped in BA, I didn't top, I got 1 mark less. So, like parents, I told my father, Papa, I have got very good marks. So, Papa said, who's the topper? I said, बस 1 marks ही तो कम है. Shashwati is the topper. So Papa says, मैं तो बस एक ही बात मानता हूँ, जो जीता वही से करता है. I was like, Papa. I didn't say anything to him, and I thought, big deal. It hardly makes any difference. 1 mark doesn't make a difference. Finally, I have what? I am almost the topper. But that difference of almost and being the topper is the difference, and how I realized it. Everything was fine. I was very happy. I am almost the topper. But then, in my school, there was this prize night day. And on that day, since it was Delhi University, PM Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the chief guest. Now, the parents of those children who had topped were called. And now the parents of only Shashwati Srivastava were called on the stage. And she was called on the stage. That day I realized the difference of that 1 mark. That 1 mark is going to make you or break you. But having said that, I would also like to say that no success is final and failure is not fatal. It is your endeavor to keep trying, and keep trying hard. Fail, and fail again. But then rise up like a phoenix. When you have that discipline in you, when you have that integrity in you, then you are going to reach your goal. The goal is never far. It's only for you to decide. Sometimes what happens is that we get burdened with so many things that we do not find a solution. Then sit back, relax, and come again. That is the trick. To see here, let me ask you a question. Let me see how many of you are paying attention. So supposingly, I give you a chart paper, a matchbox, a candle, and a few thumbtacks. Now, I ask you to put that candle vertically on the wall. How will you do it? Any of the students or the parents? Anybody? Come on, you can try. How will you put the candle vertically on the wall? I want a few of the children raising hand at least. Maybe father also. And the parents. Not very tough. You just have to put the candle vertically on the wall. Yeah? I didn't get you what? Burn the candle. Burn the candle. But then how will it be vertically on the wall? You have to put it vertically on the wall. make the wall. Well, no answers there? Yeah, tell me.
We can use the matchbox. We can use the box in which the matches come in.
You can put the?
We can use the box in which the matches come in. We can attach it using thumbtacks to the chart paper and we can attach the chart paper to the box.
Oh my God, have you read the answer? Oh, how truthful of you. Let's give a big round of applause for her. She knows the answer, she's admitting to it. Okay, fine. Yes, very good. The answer is that you will use the matchbox as a stand. You will use the thumbtacks to put that matchbox on the wall, vertical wall, and then you will place the candle on top of it. This is what happens. When we think about a matchbox, we only think that it is used to light the candle. We do not think that it can be used as a stand. There is where you have to think out of the box. Once you start thinking out of the box, then you will find solutions to most of your problems. And moving forward, I would also like to say here that in your efforts to success, in your endeavor to success, in your forward march to success, please do not forget the contribution of your teachers and your parents. As little kids, we have been holding their little fingers and walking. But as we grow up and more, we start thinking that now we know everything and what do they know. We stop listening to our parents. But always remember that every path you tread, every step you take, your parents have already been there, already done that. They know the path very well. So please listen to them. They are there to guide you. I'm sure most of the mothers here who are sitting here, all the proud mothers sitting over here, they must be well aware of the courses of this wards. They must be waking up with the students all night long so that they can study. Isn't it true? Students, please tell me. Don't your mothers as well as fathers? Yeah, maybe. But mothers, I'm sure, when you are up the whole night, your mother also must be up and checking on you. Jage ho na, pad rahe ho na. Isn't it true? Let's give a big round of applause for all those mothers who incessantly have been working so hard. All your success actually belongs to those parents who, without pay, are watching you every minute. They will come back home and ask you, "Kitna pad liya? Course kitna ho gaya? Revision hua ki nahi?" This is their daily routine. Thanks to all the mothers and all the fathers who have been helping you throughout. In the end, I would now like to recount an incident with Loyola. My association with Loyola has been for a long, long time. Almost now 10 years. My son was studying here and then he went to another school. Now I come back in class 4 or 5 I believe. Father Pius was the principal. Yes, her father is sitting here. I would like to recount that incident. So, I come in here for the admission. Being a Loyola, you wouldn't know maybe how difficult it is to get into Loyola. So, I told Father, I had come for admission. Father Pius says, "Ma'am, there are no seats." I said, "Father, please, actually, this is a transfer case." Father Pius is like, "Ma'am, I know this is a transfer case, but next session definitely. But this year, no seats, ma'am, no seats." I said, Father is like, "Ma'am, I know, please have tea, please have tea." I said, Father is like, "Ma'am, yes, I know, it is very tough, I know. But next session, I definitely give admission, have tea, ma'am, have tea." Again, I'm like, I was just trying to tell Father something, but Father was like, she shouldn't speak, I will speak so that she doesn't speak. Father is like, yes, ma'am, I know your position, I know everything, but ma'am, no seats, ma'am, nothing can be done, this year nothing can, next session definitely. Again, Father, "Oh, have biscuits also." I didn't know what to do now, Father is not letting me speak. So, and every time I would open my mouth, Father would have biscuit. some time, I literally had to stand up and say, "Father, my son was in your school." looks at me and then he says, "My child! You took away my child! Give me back my child! How can you take away my child?" And then he calls in the staff, he says, "Admission le lo." I'm like, "Zach," I said, "Father, the TC, you want to see the certificates of..." "How can you take away my child? Give me back." That is the spirit of being in Loyola. Loyola treats every child as their child. Once your child is in Loyola, it becomes a loyal. He becomes father's child. I mean, that moment I realized what it was to be in Loyola. Because he did not even check the mark sheet, he did not even check the TC, he checked nothing. He just gave him admission because he was a part of Loyola, and he scolded me also, how can you take away my child? So, thank you, Father, thank you, Loyola, and let's have a big round of applause for your fathers and your teachers who treat you like a own children. Thank you so much.
Very rightly said.